So, welcome everyone for a spotlight with a difference. Today I've come to visit the Skinologist, our lovely Fiona Hughes, and we're going to talk about a number of things, but we're going to start first of all by asking Fiona, hi. To tell us how this all came to be.
Probably from about when I was 4 years old.
When she's only 14 now.
And I had a girls' world, always been fascinated with messing with hair, makeup-y kind of things, and always knew that this is what I wanted to do. So I started off at college doing beauty, that kind of route, and then when I started to get bad skin myself, I started to look more into the philosophy of skin and what's going on and how to solve it. And I just got fascinated with the science of skin and started to go more down that route, and then stopped doing all the beauty stuff and just concentrated on skin.
So when I've been before, you've talked about you doing some sort of night school or degree course. Tell us a bit more about how you go from, I guess, what most people understand to be a beautician to the skinologist.
The skinologist, yeah. So for a long time there hasn't been sort of any sort of definite path. So I have done courses sort of at a certain level, so like a level 4 courses with skin needling and resurfacing, where you start to learn a little bit in depth about the skin, and hopefully once all this sort of everything's over, I'm going to then start doing my level 5, and then from that I can then go on to do my degree in skin. But a lot of it I kind of already know. I just need to put that as kind of like official kind of certificate on it.
Okay, and in my experience coming and seeing you a lot, so I'm a very late adopter to skincare, much to Fiona's disgust. There seems to be a really nice balance between products, but also what I'd term gadgets. So is it worthwhile talking about products and that journey you've gone on for, you know, what you use and why you use it?
Yeah, I started off like everyone. I think I've worked with every single different product house, and I started off here using Dermalogica because I loved their philosophy, and their training was fantastic. It taught you a lot about the skin and how to heal the skin. But then I felt like I could only go so far because it was like a cosmeceutical brand. So I then spent 2 years sort of researching and found pH Formula, which is a pharma cosmeceutical brand, and it's got the capability of really changing the skin and healing the skin, especially if you've got acne, rosacea, and ageing as well. It can turn back the clock. So once you start working on the skin underneath and getting it to function like it used to, and then coming in for treatments with the gadgets, as you called it.
Technical term.
So you're working inside and then you're working on top, and the two together get the best results.
And you used a complicated word there,
Cosmeceutical.
Yes, what does that mean then?
So you've got different grades in skincare. So when you go to Boots, you go to the counter, that's like a cosmetic, and that just works on the surface of the skin. So it might have different ingredients in it that you recognise that you need to use, but it'll be at a lower level. And then a cosmeceutical is like in the middle, speak properly, and that's where they have a little bit more of the good ingredients in it, where it can do some changes, but sometimes not quite enough. And then pharma cosmeceutical or medical grade skincare is where it's got the actual dosage inside it, where it's actually going to physically change the skin.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit like, I describe it as, say you've got a headache and you go to take a paracetamol and you just take like one, and it doesn't really do, it does a bit but not enough, and then once you take the 2, your headache's gone. It's a bit like that with the skin. You need to have a certain level that ingredient in it for your skin to actually change.
Okay, so you've done lots of research on products, and you've got this suite of products that you use now. How do people go about picking the right product for them? What's the...
I actually start with a consultation. I'll go through everything with you, you sort of look at medical history, how you're eating, how you're sleeping, about your exercising, that kind of things. And then from there we'll talk about, my favourite question is, if I had a magic wand, what would it do to your skin? So that people can tell me exactly what results they want. And then from there I can go down the correct route. Because I've got 3 different skincare brands, and it'll depend on you, depending on what will really suit you.
Okay. Do you want to talk us through those brands now?
Yeah. So pH Formula is the main one that I was talking about, and that's the one I tend to use quite a lot, because they have a really good resurfacing system and a way of sort of changing the skin. But sometimes if you've got a really reactive skin, or your skin has more eczema, then I've got Dermavisuals, and that I blend the creams myself.
Okay.
And can use specific ingredients to help to calm and heal the skin. And you can use it for aging as well, but that's where I tend to use the pH Formula. And I found that because for ages I couldn't understand why people with eczema were putting certain things on their skin, because I knew what the certain ingredients were doing to the skin and making your skin lazy and probably making the condition worse in the end.
Okay.
So I discovered something called corneotherapy, and one of my friends who I met through pH Formula put me onto Dermavisuals and the corneotherapy course, so I've done that as well. And then the third brand is more of a relaxing brand, so if you haven't got any specific skin conditions, but you want to have something with some good ingredients in it, then I've got Evolve, so that's like a vegan natural brand.
Wonderful. Okay, so shall we pause the video here and go look at gadgets?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Gadgets.
Okay, so we're going to leave Fiona just on camera for this part.
Great.
And one of the first gadgets we're going to talk about is Fiona's Haifu. So Fiona's already explained that this can be a brilliant go-to procedure for those people that maybe are feeling they want a skin lift without going under the surgeon's knife. So Fiona, tell us more.
Yeah, so this is the next best thing to a natural facelift. It works on something called the SMAS layer within the skin. And that's the area where when the surgeon cuts, that's what he lifts. So what it does, it gives you like a controlled injury within the skin. And then when you get any form of injury, inflammation, the skin goes into repair itself. And whenever it repairs, it actually creates collagen and elastin. So it does take, because it's so deep within the skin, it takes about 3 months for this procedure to actually start to show. And that is because when you first build collagen through an injury, it's quite hard and quite strong, and it needs to change through the different levels of collagen to get to more the soft, supple. But this treatment is perfect for like round here and the neck area as well, because a lot of people, that's the area that people sort of start to feel that, you know, it's sort of showing their age. And it can get rid of that, you know, when you get a little bit loose around here as well, it sort of tightens it up. It's not really so much for lines, so if you're having, if you've got lines and you want to do a bit of skin tightening, you probably need to have a bit of skin needling as well, and have a whole programme put together for you. But you can have this treatment on its own, and it is just one treatment, and you can have it all over the face and neck, or you can just have it in different sections.
Brilliant, thank you.
Okay.
Next. Okay, so on to our second wonderful gadget in Fiona's treasure trove. I'm not even going to attempt to say what the word of this is, but it's an ultra one, so I'll hand over to Fiona to talk through gadget number 2.
So gadget number 2 is a CACI, or some of you, which I've had many phone calls, call it a CACI. But it isn't a CACI treatment, I promise you, it's a very good treatment, and it's a CACI. So this is for the muscles, and it helps to lift and tone the muscles. This is often a good place to start, so if you're sort of going through those sort of early sort of stages with wanting a bit of a lift, then this is probably the best place to start. I've been doing CACIs now for about 16 years, so I am, and the effectiveness of CACI actually comes down really to the practitioner, and I don't want to boast or anything, but I've been told that I am quite good at doing them. So
it's good to boast.
So and some people haven't got results with the people, and they've come to me, and they have. So I do have people travelling quite far to come to me for CACI treatments. With this, if you're starting off and you've never had them before, you need to have 10 treatments, and you'd have them twice a week over 5 weeks. So it is quite of a commitment to first start off having them done, and then you would need a maintenance after that every month to keep.
And looking at the sort of board here, it's not just about the face, is that right?
Yeah, you can do the stomach and the legs. I have got an attachment to do that, but I tend to use a different machine because I find I get a better result, and I tend to just use this for the face, even though I can use it for the body.
And how long would a treatment typically be?
It varies because there's different types. So you've got just the classic lift, and then I've got the ultra machine, so I also have like a wrinkle section. So they have like an anti-wrinkle treatment, which is a bit like it's a bit like a temporary sort of filler procedure. But again, you would need 10 treatments of that. So it varies between sort of an hour for a standard treatment up to an hour and a half.
Okay.
Depending on what they're having done.
Super. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so gadget number 3. I'm going to hand over to Fiona to explain what amazing things she can do with this.
So this machine does the face and the body. The first little attachment is cavitation, and this is like fat melting. So what it does, it heats up the fat cells, and if you think about a grape when you squeeze it and all the gunk comes out, yes, it's really grim. This is what this will do to your fat cells. So it heats it up, and the fat comes out into your system, and your lymphatic system takes it away. It is permanent unless you go and stuff your face with pizza, crisps, drinks, things like that. So for me, it's the best to be done if you're on some sort of weight loss program, or you're on some sort of detox or something like that, and you're looking for a little bit of extra inch loss, then this is for you. You would need 6 treatments to see the full benefit, but you do get a result after the first one. And with that, I usually do the radio frequency, and this is the skin tightening. Just trying to pop it on for you. I can't see because I'm doing everything backwards. And this has also got an LED light with it. And what if you don't feel like the HIFU is for you, then radio frequency would work really well. So what it does, a bit like the HIFU, it heats up the skin cells and causes like a micro injury, but this is more on the surface level, and doing that it creates more collagen and elastin. So this is great. This is the body attachment, so this is great for mummy tummies. If you've got any sagging arms, I have done that recently, and it had a fantastic effect, although we did do it with some skin needling too. Legs, as you're getting a bit older and your skin starts to feel a bit saggy on the body, it's great for tightening it back up again. And I always do the 2 things together. Then the next thing we've got is a Cellulite Attachment, which is not coming out, so I'm going to leave it in here so I don't destroy it. So this has got like a little comb on it, and it's got microcurrent, which is a bit like the CACI, and that helps to work on the muscles and toning up the surface of the skin. And then I've got the face radio frequency, And this, again, if you don't want to have the Haifu, it's nice warming, it's just like having a warm massage. And Tracy can vouch that it's quite nice.
It is lovely.
It's a nice treatment.
It's a nice treatment.
And this will help to warm up the skin cells and again cause that little micro injury to lift and tone. You do need about 6 to 12 treatments with this, depending on the severity of the laxity in the skin, and you would need to maintain it once a month to get the best benefits. But if you do just want a bit of a lift for a party or something like that, then you can just have a one-off treatment. And that is my third gadget.
Thank you, Fiona. Okay, so I know that Fiona's been working very hard in the background to provide a monthly box service that people can subscribe to improve the self-care that they can do for their skin at home. So Fiona, tell us about your home gadget.
So for the past, it's been over a year now, I have been testing little gadgets and trying to find one specifically for aging, to be honest with you, because I think that is my most prominent sort of condition that people come in with, that they can use at home if they can't come and see me or they live too far away. So I came up with this idea, and I have to say it's changed numerous times, but I think now I definitely want to go down more of a prescriptive route. So this little gadget is the main part of the box, and if I turn it on, so what it does, it helps with cleansing. So I don't know if you can see, it's like a little, you see the blue light very well in this light, and you can put a cotton pad on there and then go around the skin just to help with your cleansing. We've then got radio frequency with the red light, which is what I was talking about before, and that's where we'd work on sort of lifting and firming and tightening the skin. And then I have the actual facelift setting as well, which is the microcurrent, which is like my CACI, and you would then go up the skin. You can use it about 3 times a week, and it takes about 15-20 minutes to go through the whole routine. You could even sit there and do it while you're watching TV, and it will give you an instant lift. It is instant when you have it done. So with the box you would have your device, and you would also have a consultation with me, and that will go through again like I would do in person, but we can do it on video call and look at all the different elements that's going on at the moment, and then I'll put together a treatment package for you with your skincare, because skincare is really important when you're going to get results with your skin, because as I said before, that's the thing that's working on really deep down in your skin. And then to back that up, we would have supplements. So I've got collagen shots, which are probably, I've looked at all sorts of different supplements, and I just found for me this has been like the easiest. So it's a pen of powder form, and it's a little drink, and it actually tastes quite nice as well. So you just take it in the morning before you have your breakfast. It's only a little tiny drink, and then that's it for the day, and that helps to build your collagen. It's also got your vitamin C in there, which your skin needs vitamin C in order to build collagen. And it also helps with normalising pigmentation as well. And it's also got your zinc products, which helps again with collagen production. And also added in, there's also going to be like a home needling system. So this is not what I do in the clinic. It's very, very light and gentle on the skin, and it's just to help with your serums, to push your serums a little bit further in the skin. So creates like little tiny micro channels, and then the serum helps to go in a little bit further. It would then come with a series of videos to show you how to use all the products, and how to do your needling at home, and to teach you a little bit about your skin as well, and how you can look after it to get the best results.
Fantastic. We're going to be sharing more information about that with the network shortly. Dum dum dum, da dum.